to discuss a few things. You know, I asked the Basilisk to have an opportunity to speak to the chapter. While we were trying to come up with a topic, he had mentioned to me that the brothers had been receiving conversation from brothers in the past few months regarding duties to the fraternity and to each other and so on and so forth with regards to service and things of that nature. So what I'm going to talk about this evening is real pertinent, as it is a duty to yourself and to your family.
All right.
And so we'll get to that in just a second. But along those lines, Brother Basilisk also wanted me to use this opportunity to sort of reintroduce myself and who I am and what it is I do to the chapter for some of the brothers who may not know me. To start off with, I pledged at Brown University in the spring of 1990. Graduated from Brown with a degree in biology in 1991. I went on to the University of Virginia School of Medicine, matriculated there in 1993. Graduated with honors from the University School of Medicine in 1997. Received my training in family medicine at the Medical College of Virginia in Newport News, Virginia. Finished that training in 2000. Was board certified for the first time in 2001, and then again most recently in 2009. So brothers, I'm a board certified family physician. I have a practice in Southwest Atlanta. I'm affiliated with the Piedmont Physicians Group. The bulk of my practice is primarily adult medicine, dealing with everyday adult medicine issues, ranging from taking care of high blood pressure, diabetes, also take care of adolescents and children. Sports medicine is one of the things that I've done prior to me coming here and practicing with Piedmont. I practiced in Hampton, Virginia with the Shantara Medical Group, and I was also affiliated with Hampton University in their sports medicine program as well. And so tonight, brothers, what I want to talk to you about, and what is something very near and dear to my heart, is that about your health literacy. And what is your health literacy? And this is important. You know, as a physician, you know, I'm faced and challenged with lots of situations on a daily basis as it relates to life and death. Death is never really easy to deal with for me, even as a physician. I most recently, this past weekend, helped my cousin. A lot of you met my cousin, Jadan Phillips. He plays Chi Kappa, Spring 88 in Baltimore. His son, unfortunately, passed away at the age of 17 with bone cancer. Couldn't see that one coming, unpreventable death, but nonetheless, it's death. It's part of life, unfortunately. A lot of you may or may not have known Brother Jerry Cruz from Zeta Chapter, I want to say Z Squad. Plays in 88, very good friend of mine, passed away 2 days before Founders Day. Succumbed to a heart attack. Had cardiac disease. I don't have a real good idea of how well he was taking care of himself, but left behind a wife and 2 young kids. And so, brothers, you know, this year I am challenging you, and I've come to the brothers with this challenge several years ago. This year I'm challenging you to understand your health literacy. Get better control of who you are from a health standpoint. Take your health into your own hands. So I'm going to ask a couple of different questions, okay? And the question is this: do you know your numbers? All right, I'm going to talk about a couple of different numbers. So this is going to be a little interactive as well. First question: has anybody ever heard of a BMI?
Body mass index.
Body mass index. Hold your hand up if you know what your body mass index is. Okay? All right, so let's talk about body mass index for a second. And what is it exactly? It's an internationally used measure for obesity. This is how we as physicians get an understanding of who you are from a body mass perspective. Now, how do you come up with that number? If you got a cell phone or an iPad, pull it out right now, because you're going to calculate your body mass index right here in this room this evening. Okay? All right, here we go. Body mass index is as follows. Now I'm going to say it real slow. Okay? Your weight in pounds. Your true weight in pounds. If you're not sure, take a guess and be a little on the generous side. I want a true number. Okay? Multiply that number by 703. Okay? And then divide that by your height in inches squared. So If you're 6 feet tall, you're 72 inches squared. That's 72 by 72 for y'all literal brothers. Okay? All right? Let me say it again. Weight in pounds times 703 divided by your height in inches squared. You should come up with a 2-digit number ranging anywhere, depending on how heavy you are, from 25 on up. It shouldn't be any higher than 50. Now, question is, what's a healthy weight? Now, according to the international standards in the military, U.S. military that is, if you have a body mass index of less than 30, you're in pretty good shape. You're in pretty good shape. Now, you get into those gray areas once you start to get above 29 or 30. According to the medical standards, you would be considered to be classically obese. But then you say, hold on just a second, bro. I feel fine, I look good, I'm all right. And that may be true if you play professional football or you're a pro athlete, if your body mass index is, say, 33, 34, and so on and so forth. We do take into account in that number how well you take care of yourself. Are you one that exercises frequently? Are you one that eats well? Is your waistline proportionate? That's when the body mass index is okay for your body mass index to be greater than 30. But quite frankly, brother, your body mass index should be less than 30. Less than 30, you are less at risk for high blood pressure. The complications that come thereof with high blood pressure: heart attacks and stroke, diabetes, high cholesterol. Okay? If you do not know your BMI, learn your BMI. That is one of the first questions you should be asking your physician when you go in. If they're not having that conversation with you, fire them. I'm taking new patients every day. Okay? All right? But this is very, very important, brothers. This is a part of your health literacy. This is a part of your health literacy. So understand what your BMI is. And we're going to talk about how you can get to an ideal BMI later on in the conversation. Second question. Who knows what their blood pressure is? Who has had their blood pressure checked within the last 6 months? Not by your wife, not by your girlfriend, not by a family member, not by somebody practicing on you. What is an ideal blood pressure, brothers?
130 over 7.
That's what I thought. I'm going to hear all kinds of numbers.
130 over 7.
120 over 80. Brothers, this is important. This measures how well your heart contracts and relaxes. Am I right? Okay. All right. That's my barometer right there. Dr. Hines. Okay. Brothers, why is this number important? This is what we use. If your blood pressure is in the 130s, high 130s to high 80s to 90s, you are at risk for high blood pressure. If you are over 140, over 90, you have high blood pressure. Make no mistake about it. There's no, oh, I'm a little older, oh, I ate this last night. No, no, no. Your blood pressure is 140 over 90, brothers. On 2 consecutive readings over an 8-week time period, you have high blood pressure. Okay? It is what it is. As black men, brothers, you cannot be afraid, number 1, to go to the doctor, and number 2, to take better care of yourself. Number 3, the doctor tells you got high blood pressure, you got to go on medication. God damn it, take your medicine. Take it. Okay? Take it. Let go of the myths of, it's not going to make me, I'm going to become impotent because I'm taking high blood pressure medication. Or it's going to make me feel bad. Or my brother said this medication made him feel bad. Man, never mind all of that. In the nuances of modern medicine, there are lots of medicine. There are over 100 different types of high blood pressure medication out there, brothers. If you have high blood pressure, the warning sign is there. Trust me. Okay? Trust me. Because if it doesn't happen to you next year, it will happen to you 5 to 10 years down the line. Your blood pressure is the single most important thing that you can take control of, not just by taking medication. The mainstay of therapy for high blood pressure is diet and exercise. Not medicine, diet and exercise. And if you have to get medicine as a result of you not dieting and exercising, that is your prerogative. But if you take your medicine and exercise and maintain a low-fat, low-cholesterol, low-carbohydrate diet, brothers, the results will be numerous. Keep in mind now, okay, when you're making a decision to not take a medication and to not follow doctor's orders, think of all the people who would be affected by your selfish decision by not wanting to take your medicine.